Welcome back to Peanut Butter and Triggered. We have a couple of things to talk about today. We're going to be talking about our playing, doing, watching, our news, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, what? And we're going to talk about games we remember being better
Then they were!
Yeah, they were better back then than they were now. Alright, let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome in to PBT. I'm joined by my very intoxicated friend.
Jace, what's up? I'm sorry, I'm eating Pop-Tarts too.
And then our
Strawberry
other,
milkshake.
Rarely seen co-host, my guy.
Hey, my name's Jacob.
Yo,
I'm drinking Coors Light.
where the hell have you been?
Vacation.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
With your mother. Alright.
Hey, Jacob, we'll start with you because you're, 14. What is,
Thank you.
What have you been playing, doing, and watching?
Sorry, did you have something else to say, or can I?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. So, playing, same game, Apex, but I actually just started playing, Divinity Original Sins 2. It's, super hyped right now, but I don't know. It's, pretty much like a turn-based Diablo. I think it's kind of
I got to play that with the actual developers, real talk.
Ah, dude, I really don't like that game. It would be so much better if it wasn't turn-based, in my opinion. But, what?
I was gonna say, yeah, that I feel the same way.
Dude, it's such a good game, other than that. And then watching Supernatural and jerking off to hentai every night.
Oh,
So
God.
I knew it. The same old.
yeah, pretty much same old with that.
What about you, Jay?
So I'm still playing Mortal Kombat. Sorry, I'm trying to wrap up this strawberry milkshake Pop-Tart. It's nothing compared to the hot fudge sundae Pop-Tart, but sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna wash it down with some H2O. Hang on. All right.
Take your time.
Did you hear that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
go ahead.
Playing Mortal Kombat. There's some new strategic, I guess, strategies. Strategies for Mortal Kombat 11. But the other thing would be, I'm watching Barry still, and I'm not impressed with Game of Thrones, which we will get into in our extravaganza show. And then after that, I am watching 600 Pound Life.
Always 600 Pound Life. That's a good one.
Always.
I got YouTube TV, so I've been enjoying that. I just watched a documentary. It's called Dark Sides, I think, or something. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Louis Theroux, but if you're not, I highly recommend you go to YouTube or go where the fuck you want. Look up Louis Theroux. He makes the dopest documentaries. This one's about heroin.
He does.
And epidemics of heroin. No, dude, it's super cool. So Louis Theroux is he's like this British guy, and he just asks the hard-hitting questions, so he's really personable. So he's just basically like, hey, would you mind if we followed you around while you did heroin? And they'll just, people, because he's so unassuming, people are always like, yeah, that's fine. And so literally he's going into, these crack houses and shit, and wow, what's this heroin smell like? And he's literally smelling it and learning why people do it and how they lie to their families. And these people are opening up about super personal things. He's like, yeah, I basically lie to my whole family and I feel really terrible about it, but I can't break the addiction. He's like, basically, you're the only person who knows right now that I'm just shooting up and getting high and I have no job. So it's really interesting. And there's a bunch of those. And then I'm kind of playing a little more Battlefield 5 again, because they've added a little bit of content. And then I guess got a GTX 2060. So I've been grinding through a little bit of Escape from Tarkov and catching up on my PC games because now I can actually run them all. So yeah, it's
I actually did a little review on that too. Good choice.
Yeah.
Also, before you move on, this may be a teaser for the next episode, but Adam will be joining us, and he turned me on to
brother.
Yeah. He introduced me to Louis Theroux, and I can't say that I've regretted the decision. It was awesome.
Yeah, he's like my favorite documentarian. He
gets
also
into it.
made a documentary. He tried to get into. He did the Westboro Baptist Church, which is a really interesting one. Like he literally is like the only reporter who's ever went into
That's
their
the
house
one
and talked
that
to
I
them.
watched.
And the other one he did was about Scientology, and he did everything he could, like emailing and calling everyone, trying to get like into the Church of Scientology to talk to someone in there, but no one would do it. So finally, he decided to do a relatively large budget, not giant budget, movie specifically about Scientology, hoping that it would flesh them out so that it would actually send someone to talk to him, and it actually worked. So that's a really good one too, with Louis Theroux. So.
Also, before we move on to Jakob, if you are listening out there, I am 3 sheets to the wind, and it's because I had a little reunion with Neb Notlaw.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that Neb Notlaw was there and getting turned.
Yeah, and I did too.
Yeah.
And I ran home.
Yeah, he literally called me. I was getting some water and getting on to start the podcast, and he says, "Hey, I'm running home from the bar. I'll be on in a few minutes."
Yeah, no, that's literally what happened.
Yeah.
You should have recorded yourself running. That would have been so funny.
I wish I would have.
Posted it on Instagram.
I wish Scotty would have recorded the audio.
Yeah.
Hey, so that drug thing that you're watching,
Yeah.
when he's like you know how he said he like smells the heroin and stuff?
Yeah.
Does he ever like go, oh wow, like that's a lot of cocaine. What does it smell like? And then he
No, because he's not stupid.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not stupid.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have any. He doesn't want to get high or anything like that.
Okay. Just wondering.
News. First news story. This is kind of big. For the first time in video game history or video game industry history, there was 150 employee walkout at Riot, which I don't know if you guys have been keeping up. I'm sure you haven't, most people. But Riot has been under a lot of flack, Riot being the people who make League of Legends, for having very overtly sexist work culture. Specifically against women. And then they also they force people to make it so they can't do forced arbitration. Not that they can't do forced arbitration. They do forced arbitration, meaning you can't actually sue them for anything they do. And this 150 Riot employee walkout was a protest on that, which is kind of crazy. Like, it's crazy you can just sign away your ability to sue for like sexist stuff.
Dude, I feel like that's kind of big. I think that's going to be bigger than people think.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to be that big. Like, can you imagine how many employees they have? I'm sure 150 walked out, but they probably have like an endless amount more than that, and probably more people willing to start working for Riot.
Yeah, but I think it's the statement more than anything.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. But I could see where a big company like that would just go, all right, well, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, maybe. I think Riot's bigger problem is the backlash. Like we're reading about this, we're talking about this. They have had a lot of issues in the past, including Freak, I think himself, which is like Riot's co-founder, with them being relatively sexist in the workplace and having like only man meetings and shit like that. And then, basically silencing any employees who spoke up. And if this is a problem that's so big they have people walking out, that's a big fucking problem, Like there must be some weird shit going on. No, I agree with you though. I don't know how many employees work at Riot, to be honest with you, but 150 is large for a game development company, I think. So
yeah, I mean, like, I don't know the whole like talent pool out there, but like I would imagine 150 of like some of the best like developers out there. That's got to be a large chunk of that population. Yeah,
and also they're saying that as of 8:58 p.m. Eastern today, towards the end of the walkout, they announced that if Riot management doesn't make any sort of commitment on forced arbitration by May 16th, there will be further plans to do more walkouts, all sorts of shit. So they apparently mean business. So
it says they have 2,500 employees.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. 150, 2,500.
Whatever, same thing, right?
Is that like all the women on their pay list? Maybe because there are like a lot of them.
Yeah, that's probably what it could be. This is just like a quick Google search too. So,
I mean,
whatever. It could be more than that. You know. Whatever.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I guess we'll keep y'all updated with what comes. I didn't post this, but I remember hearing and reading about this, and I think Jay Eastwood will be able to talk to this a little bit. After all the backlash that Mortal Kombat 11 got with the launch and with people saying that the towers were super grindy, the creators quickly told everyone that they would be giving them. I think they gave you guys some coins, and they also made everything much easier and less grindy. Just like a week after release. Is this true,
dude?
Jay?
Not even a week, actually. For the Xbox and PlayStation 4 release, yes, that is the truth. Like literally the day of launch, people were already saying that they were getting patches. But on top of that, much like Riot, NetherRealm Studios have said that there was a toxic work environment. They were also put to 100-hour work weeks, according to them. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to work 100 hours staring at zeros and ones all day, every day, to be able to say, hey, you know what? This is my job. I work for NetherRealm Studios making fatalities, but you know what? I have a 100-hour work week.
This is a problem that if you go do some research, this is a problem that's plaguing the whole gaming industry coming up to what they call crunch time. Yeah. And this is another news article. Did I put it here? I didn't, but I have it up. It's on Polygon, and it's the title's How Fortnite's Success Led to the Months of Intense Crunch at Epic Games. So when they launched Fortnite, same kind of thing. It was way more popular than they ever thought it would be. And so as a result, the whole staff was working anywhere from 70 hours to 100 hours a week. And they say in this article that they have unlimited time off, but they never get to use any, specifically because if they were to leave, then the next guy would have to do all their work too, basically. Yeah. So they don't want they don't want to leave because they don't want to be that guy, basically. And so, like, this is a thing that's going on in the gaming industry where crunch time or it's the gamers, like, it's so hit or miss. Like, Fortnite's really popular right now, but next year, no one might give a shit, And it's the same with Mortal Kombat 11. If you don't fix your game within the first week and someone just, like, for example, me, if I'm like teetering, like, should I buy it? Should I not? And I look and it says, hey, it's like the fucking towers are fucked up, then I probably won't buy it. So they have to be so quick, on that stuff, which is crazy.
Well, on top of that, for NetherRealm Studios, they've also released a statement saying that, it's not true. We value equal opportunity, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be like super like, welcoming for all types of work styles. They've also said that they've, valued, 60 to 70 hour work weeks, which is still pretty high. They've come out and said that they actually do 60-hour to 70-hour work weeks, which is, it is what it is.
It's almost 2 weeks worth of work in 1 week.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not easy, and that's how it's always been, though. Like, I remember watching the run-up to God of War 2, and, they're like, yeah, it's crunch time. We're all sleeping here, Like, we have to get this shit done. If we push it back again, then people are going to lose, like, interest, so...
I think what Jakob is saying is important too. Like, it's up to almost 2 hours worth of, or 2 weeks worth of work in 1 work week. That's big, dude. Like, these people don't get enough time to be able to spend time with their family or friends or even possibly sleep.
Well, check this out. So 100 hours in 7 days, that's more than 12 hours a day for all 7 days.
Yeah. Jakob, I've seen you with not enough sleep and not enough life-work balance. What did that turn you into?
I kind of turned into a monster. See, I was like, I was at the peak of my gaming career. Yeah, I wasn't making any money, but I was definitely doing the best I could. And
that's not enough.
I'm sorry. Did you want to interrupt me?
Yeah, sorry. It's not enough.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I was definitely at my peak, and it just when I woke up, I was kind of cranky. My girlfriend broke up with me almost.
Oh,
she didn't, but
why are you crying about it?
Work. I wasn't doing that well at work. I got put on. I was just getting in a lot of trouble, and Yeah, definitely wouldn't recommend staying up that many hours. I also shrunk about 3 to 4 inches.
I do remember that. You've since recovered.
It reminds me of, there's an episode of King of the Hill where Hank Hill's like, Bobby, I don't want you to end up like that Jeffrey kid. And it flashes in, and he walks in, and he's like, could I use your restroom? And his friend's like, yeah, go ahead. And he walks and he opens the door, and he opens the door to Jeffrey's room, and he's in front of the computer, and he's like a shriveled up green guy. And he's like, hello!
Ew.
And Hank's like, oh!
Oh!
I don't know why I thought of that, but...
Yeah. Dude, I miss watching that.
I love King of the Hill. King of the Hill is timeless.
When I would watch King of the Hill, my mom would like come and be like, what are you watching? And I'd like fucking switch it really fast because King of the Hill was Adult Swim and I wasn't allowed to watch that.
Oh no.
King of the Hill? You weren't allowed to watch King of the Hill? That's like the most tame show ever.
My mom didn't want me watching Family Guy, and she knew that Adult Swim played Family Guy. And like short story, or long story short, she there's a Family Guy episode of Stephen Hawking and him and his wife having wheelchair sex on.
Stop! You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Yeah. And my mom walked in seeing that. She was like, "Turn this off." And I was like, "But mom, they're not actually fucking." And she's like,
"Wow, you said the F word to your mom?"
Yeah, me and my mom were pretty cool back then.
Yeah, well, I'll have to have a talk with you after that.
Till she pulled that snake shit.
And then she made you go work at the fish market for extended hours as a punishment.
Yeah, extended hours at 12 years old.
Yeah.
Folding boxes.
I knew it. All right, as we move on just a little bit, boys. Hey, there's been a Hall of Fame induction. That's right, a video game Hall of Fame induction.
Do tell.
4 games. What?
Do tell.
4 games inducted. Those games would be Colossal Adventure, which I'm not familiar with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's weak.
Microsoft Solitaire.
Weak.
Super Mario Kart.
Okay, great.
And Mortal Kombat.
Yeah!
The first one has been inducted.
You good?
Excited. Yeah, you good? You alright? You should take another drink.
Yeah. No, I could have gone for longer. I just didn't.
Hey, no, you couldn't have.
Yeah, I could have. Do you want to time this?
No. We don't want to time it.
Okay, good. We don't want dead air. I could do much longer.
But yeah, that's kind of exciting for you, right? Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero, Scorpion.
Yeah, great. I'm loving that. I think that's much deserved. I think.
Did you see?
Honestly, I think Solitaire it's much deserved too, because like I can't remember how many times I've been offline. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm waiting for my like internet to be like online again, and I played Solitaire or something.
Wow, I never played it at all.
Oh well, that's just.
Did you see that video of that guy who made a chain like molten hot, similar to Scorpions, and then cut a piece of chicken in half?
Ew, no, but that sounds awesome.
Yeah, you should check it out.
He blurred out the chicken. I didn't understand
why he blur out the chicken?
That was clickbait.
Oh,
okay. I was like, what?
I'm pretty sure it's clickbait. Like, because later he just shows the chicken and cuts it. It cuts it like pretty much right in half because it's so hot.
So, have you all seen the latest, I guess, strategy behind Mortal Kombat?
No.
So, the latest strategy behind Mortal Kombat 11 is to let your AI take on some of the Endless Tower or the Time Tower, or the Towers of Time. Basically, you have to still be able to have a good loadout for your character in order to like put your your artificial intelligence to battle these towers. Because I don't know about anybody else, but like I have a really good Noob Saibot build out, and
yeah, I do too.
You do? Great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to hear that. So, Grius, hey, what's up, man? So the other thing is, like, for my Noob Saibot, I actually do have a really good build out, and it has like an 87% win rate. So basically what I do is I let the artificial intelligence take care of whatever tower it is, and then it gets me all of my ridges. That's literally all it does. And there's a meme out there actually on Reddit that shows like specifically how like before we used to like have like somebody like really like toiling over a controller and like trying to build like the best like combos and stuff. Now we just try to have a better build out to send towards these towers with artificial intelligence, and we just watch it with no controller.
It's almost like one of those mobile games,
Exactly.
Yeah, I just click it, it's come back in 20 minutes, and it will be done. The very last piece of news I have, which I'm sure most people have seen because it's gone viral, is there was a Starbucks cup featured in the new Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Good job.
Yes. Sitting on the table during a party scene in front of Daenerys, you can actually see a Starbucks cup, which got through and was on TV. So.
It's Azor congratulating Jon Snow for being the Dragon King. And,
that's true.
You can definitely see Daenerys sulking, and she sulks with a Starbucks cup.
And Starbucks went even as far as actually responding in a tweet.
Oh, how'd they do that?
They said that they're surprised she didn't get the dragon drink or something like that.
Is there a dragon drink?
What? Have we heard of it? No, I haven't heard of it.
I didn't know Jon Snow was sponsored by Starbucks. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that either. I'm going to find this Starbucks dragon drink.
And people are talking about how the Starbucks lady probably wouldn't be able to spell Danny's name correctly on the cup.
That's mean. That's mean. That's really mean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all I got for news. You got anything else?
We talked about the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah, that's what's up now, Bubs. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll jump into that. Actually, that's actually its own segment. So, Jakob, are you there?
Yeah,
we actually have went in depth on this specific backlash. I would say I don't think that's a soft term to use towards this. This is definitely a major backlash because the Sonic movie has since turned a lot of people off since that trailer's come out because it looks like a man inside of a Sonic suit. It does not look like the classic Sonic that we know and love. So, Jakob, can you please explain some of the differences between the Sonic we know and love versus the Sonic that we see in this trailer?
Of course, yeah. So the depicted Sonic in the movie trailer definitely looks like a child rapist that has put on a Sonic suit and is just out there to just touch little kids. But what he should actually look like is a pretty much just like the generic Sonic version, sharp eyes, very fast. But
they also gave it very humanoid mouth, which is like creepy.
Yeah. I actually so this was hilarious. On Twitter, somebody had basically edited what Sonic should look like. I'm sure everybody's seen the picture, like what he looks like versus what he should. And everybody who commented was like posting pictures of them from like early 2000s or whatever in their Halloween costume as Sonic. And what those kids looked like in their Sonic costume for Halloween looked exactly like what current Sonic looks like. It's like hilarious, like everything. Dude, it was like so crazy, and they're like, "Dude, that was my costume," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's like literally what it fucking looks like."
Oh,
I don't get it.
God.
I don't get why they would like make him look so dumb. Because I'm not a huge Sonic fan, but I was like, "Damn, dude, that does not look good."
Okay, Scott, I'm gonna have to invite you to leave.
Why are you that big of a Sonic fan?
Kind of. Sonic 2 is like a very instrumental game in my childhood.
Well, I had Sonic, and then I think it was Sonic 2, and my dad told me that he sat on it and he broke it, but I'm pretty sure he pawned it for money. So,
why would that be his instinct?
Hey, I needed the $6.46. Okay.
Hey, at the time it was worth more than that, Bubs.
Also, why would that be his instant like reasoning for whatever happened to your Sonic game? I sat on it. Why wouldn't he say like, "Yeah, I lost it," or
because I was like 5 years old, and my dad was like, "Yeah, I sat on it." I was like, "Okay," and he's like, "I'll buy you another game."
To his defense, that Sonic game, if you sat on it, you probably would have broken it.
It depends on what it was on, probably.
Sure.
If it was on like a piece of wood or something.
If it was Genesis or if it was Saturn, yeah, you would have broken it.
It was a Sega Genesis game.
Yeah, so likely story then.
So hey, about that, I'll go for it.
Jacob, like, did you have a Sega growing up or a Super Nintendo?
I played Nintendo, but I was more like I played mostly Nintendo 64.
Are your parents divorced or together?
What?
Yep.
Divorced.
You heard him.
They're divorced?
Yeah.
You know what he said.
Well, you don't stand up to the stereotype, although since you're too young, you had neither. But this is the stereotype, and this is something I've been working on quite a bit. If you had a Sega, then your parents were divorced. If you had a Super Nintendo, your parents were together. So that's what I've discovered is pretty much true. I'd say like 80% of the time it's true.
Do you think that's what happened when you walked into GameStop? They're like, "Hey, I'm here for a Sega." They go, "Hey, are you poor? Are your parents divorced?" And they're like, "Well, yeah."
Oh my
like,
god.
Okay, here you go.
No, it's just like if you had a Sega, you were like a cool kid because it did what Nintendo don't. So you were like a bad kid, you know, and you were like, I definitely get a Sega. You'd have a rat tail and shit. But if you had a Super
rat
Nintendo,
tail, that's what
like
made you cool.
What? Kids who had Nintendos had fucking rat tail.
No, Segas. Kids who had Segas had rat tails.
Oh, whatever.
Why would that make you cool?
What?
Rat tails.
Because in the 90s, the kid next door, whose name was Seth, had a rat tail and a Sega Genesis with Madden 94 on it, because that's how it worked.
Seth must have been like a major influence on your life.
You want to talk about Seth?
Yeah. I didn't actually know someone.
Was he your
Seth,
best
so.
friend?
Were you actually Seth? Be honest.
No, I wasn't. I'll be 100% honest.
Okay.
Is Scott Seth?
Scott.
No, I wasn't Seth. I remember next door there was a kid. I don't remember what his name was. Actually, I do. His name was Keith. Now that I think about it, it was Keith, and his brother was named Kyle or some shit.
Mine is Tony.
And I always remember going to their house because it was super trashy, and the dad was abusive, and they had a Sega, and one time Kyle was strangling Keith, like, literally to death, and I remember I had fought him off, and they saved his life, and I felt like, guys saved Keith's life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like an anime character?
There's nothing in my life I've ever done, ever, that's made me feel like an anime character.
Did you have that vein popping out of your forehead? Like all the anime characters do?
My favorite anime is King of the Hill, and I don't give a shit about any of the other ones.
That's not anime. Jakob, educate him on anime, please.
Yeah.
You watch
So
Bleach?
anything that pretty much involves tentacles and girls that's anime.
And large breasts.
Yeah. So like King of the Hill, totally anime.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. See, told you.
You're right. I was mistaken. All right, so this
back to that Sonic thing real
Yeah.
fast, just so you know, the content creators are fixing it.
Yeah, they said they're fixing it.
Yeah.
But that's apparently going to require a lot of work because they had already done a shit ton of work on that movie.
Yeah, so they have until, was it November 2019 to fix it? Jeffrey Fowler, who's the director of the movie, has said that he's vowed to fix this to make it right for the fans. Because, as Jakob has already explained, Sonic looks like a dude in a regular suit. He looks like your average weirdo in a Chuck E. Cheese costume.
Plus, that movie looks fucking terrible. That thing aside, it looks terrible.
I don't think it looks that terrible. Jim Carrey's
like the guy running around aiming guns at everybody and all this other shit. Like, I don't know.
I think you're a hater.
You're a hater!
Why am I a hater?
That Pokemon movie looks good, though.
You know what? Ben told me how you mentioned something about me hating the latest Game of Thrones.
No, it wasn't this latest Game of Thrones. It was the Game of Thrones that everyone thought was good.
Oh my god!
You hated
All
it.
Right. Okay. We'll have it out on the extravaganza episode. You save your ammunition, Mister.
Okay, I will. Hey, Jay, you want to introduce some co-op games that you've been thinking about? I know it's been heavy on your mind.
Okay, I won't do that over again. I won't do that over again. But
please.
Remember how jokes get old?
Yeah, I do actually. I remember that.
That got old.
Okay, well, that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't do it over again, Mister.
All right, continue.
So, some of the best current co-op games that I'm thinking of would be Borderlands 3. Actually,
that looks super dope.
Yeah, it's come to light that it'll most likely be coming out. However, we don't know if it will be co-op, so I'm going to mark an asterisk out there. But yes, we will assume that it will be a couch co-op. Diablo 3, even though it's an oldie but a goodie, it is out there for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. So hopefully, if you all haven't actually played it, please do go out there, pick it up. If you have a significant other or a child that you would like to play that with, or if you have a buddy that you would like to play that with, please pick that up. It will be a good one. I guarantee it. And then lastly, there's been some news in the past, along with the whole Castle Crashers remastered that's available on Switch. And with that sound that I'm assuming I think Jacob likes it, Castle Crashers 2 will also be
Sorry, I
out
was just-
for Xbox and Nintendo Switch, and we will also see a new iteration of it, and we will all love it.
Well, all those are going to be good. I mean, I wouldn't even be interested in Borderlands at all if it weren't co-op, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Lastly, I'm sorry, I also couldn't just read my my chicken scratch here. Battletoads still has not come out, and it was teased at last year's E3, which we're actually coming up on another E3.
Hey, let me. You know what I just thought about, Jay?
Yo,
Is we've been doing this show for a year now.
we've been doing the show for a year. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
has
crazy.
it really been that long? Have
It's
we
been a
doing
year.
it that long?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, because I remember when we started the show, we were talking about
E3.
doing E3 extravaganza.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah,
been a
so-
year.
I actually remember us talking about that.
And guess what? I'm probably going to make that pilgrimage up to PAX West again. So
I dare you.
Insider.
Hey,
You went
if,
to PAX?
if it's
PAX last year, yeah.
I'm going to hopefully, probably so, but BlizzCon in November. So
That's a lot of weeps. That's too many weeps for me.
Yeah, man.
If it's an open invitation, I'd like to join you for that PAX West.
Oh yeah, it's open. We have a
Open.
couple. I might have a couple friends coming. I would be more
Never
than
mind.
open to have you. No, hey, come on. I have a
it-
more.
PAX in Oregon?
No, PAX is in Seattle.
Okay, well that's fine.
It's not expensive either. It's like $50 a day, so you could go for 2 days for like $100. And yeah, dude. There's so much shit there. It's crazy. It has like all the new games, and there's tons of cool things. So we were there for 1 day last year, and like I felt like we kind of touched on everything. But with 2 days, you could actually afford to wait in line for a few things. So yeah. Anything else to say about co-op games?
Yeah, I still think that the best co-op game there is out on the market right now would be Castle Crashers if you have a Switch, and what's it called?
Don't Starve and Minecraft are both
Don't
good too.
Starve. Don't
Is,
Starve. That's the best one.
I haven't researched too much about Castle Crashers. Is it online?
No,
It can be. Yeah, you can play online co-op.
but it's not specifically online.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
only played online. So that's what I was
Oh,
just
because you're
curious.
like so cool for school and you don't have.
What do you play with your girlfriend there, Jacob?
What do you mean by play? Like
Do you-
video games?
What couch
Yeah,
co-op?
does she play anything?
No.
This is
Actually, no way. My girlfriend's never played video games before with me. She hates them. But so she just basically got her old DS and stuff back. And dude, I didn't know how aggressive my girlfriend could get when she's playing a video game. I was doing something. I was like, "Hey, Kylie, can you come me?" She's like, "I'm feeding my fucking dogs right now. No!" And I was like, "Hey, shit." She's playing fuck, what was that?
Nintendo.
Nintendo. She's playing Nintendo. She's like,
Oh my
What?
god.
I was
Explain
like,
that.
Jesus Christ. She's playing Nintendogs, and then she's also playing, I think it's,
Animal Crossing.
it was either Animal Crossing or Cookie Mama. I can't remember, but dude, she, like, needs to never play video games, because she's one of those, like, very, very aggressive people.
She's passionate.
no.
No, it's not aggressive. It's not aggression. It's passion.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'd say more of aggression. I definitely got a black eye from trying to take her DS from her after she had pulled a all-nighter.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's probably aggression.
An all-nighter on Nintendogs. What
No,
a life
I'm
to
just
live.
kidding.
I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, and Jakob just said, "No, it's definitely aggression."
No, she's a psychopath. She beats the shit out of
Maybe.
me.
She's a
Maybe.
sociopath.
The other one I want to play that, according to my niece, is really fun, and she even handed me the game twice, and I forgot it at her house both times, was A Way Out. That's one I want to play co-op. I heard it's
Dude.
really good.
Yes. Okay, so there was so much flack against that game when it first came out, but like now that it's at a manageable price, that seems like a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
don't even know. Can you educate me?
Yes.
Yeah, Way Out's like a game that you have to play co-op. You cannot play it single player.
Wait a minute.
Online online or side by side co-op, and you play the whole game as two brothers who've been put in
Scotty,
jail,
wait.
you played
Wait.
what?
Let me go ahead and explain this to Jakob.
Okay.
So everything that Scott just said, but imagine if me and Scott were brothers, and we were imprisoned at the same exact time, and we had to find a way out, and we could be in the laundry room or the shop room, and we had to find ways of breaking ourselves out of prison, and we eventually did, and then we have to make sure that we don't get caught.
And you have to find a way out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Could you imagine if me and Scotty were brothers?
Huh?
Imagine if me and Scotty were brothers and we were both in prison
but nothing
at the
would
same
change.
time.
You'd still be a loser. Scott would be the cool kid.
Yeah, so what? We'd still find a way out, I guarantee it.
He's older than I am, so...
So, it doesn't mean you're not the cool guy and I'm not the loser.
No, you're just not tough, dude.
Well, I'm tough, but he's the cool guy.
No, dude. You're not tough.
I will guarantee you I will beat you in an arm wrestling competition.
Listen, I've seen you before, okay?
Yeah.
You're not tough.
That's true.
Scott. I've seen Scott, okay? He has a World War II helmet. That's tough.
I actually have 2 right here next to me.
Oh,
2.
okay. Well, that's different.
All right. Anything else on co-op, friendo?
Not anything
my bases.
from me, friendo.
And Jacob obviously doesn't play co-op because he's
a loser.
Yeah.
He's a loner. He's a lone wolf.
I always fuck up on the name. The Divinity Origin Sins 2.
Original Sins.
Original, yeah, that
Sins.
one. That's a co-op game.
Yeah. Have you played it co-op?
Yeah. Yeah, me and my roommates, we all play together.
You have roommates? I don't know that.
Yeah, 3 other roommates.
You by roommates you mean your mom and dad? Is that
No. He has 3 roommates. It's his right hand, his left hand, and his butthole.
My dick.
All right. Hey, Jacob, is there any game that you remember as a kid that was absolutely terrible, but you remember it being fun?
I don't. So, GoldenEye. So.
Oh, whoa!
No. Listen. Let me finish.
Okay.
Loser. Okay. So I remember the mechanics of GoldenEye being a lot more simple.
Shut up.
But you remember, like, when
you.
you start playing a game, you're experienced, and clearly you play with somebody who is new to the game, and they they're very like I don't know, they're just a noob.
Today, Junior.
It's like that with GoldenEye, but like that's just because how the controls are, and so I just remember it being a lot more smooth. Just like
I get that. I get that. If you go back play now, it's terrible, dude. It's hard to play that fucking game.
Don't ever say that again, by the way. But go on.
That's it. It was really fun, but I just remember the interface being a lot more friendly when I was a kid, like the movement being a lot better. But now the movement, like playing it a couple years ago, like going back, it was garbage.
Yeah, speaking of GoldenEye, and what got me on this kind of mini topic is, for some reason, I was just on YouTube, just browsing through, and I saw like a clip art from a 007 Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I remember that game on PlayStation 1. So I had a PlayStation 1. Other people had N64. So I never had an N64. So I couldn't play like Rogue Squadron or GoldenEye. So whenever I got to play it was like gold. But this one time, I was at a pawn shop with my mom and my little sister for whatever reason. And they had that game on sale for like $10. It was 007 Tomorrow Never Dies. So I picked it up, and I remember being like, dude, this game is so dope. No joke. I hadn't thought about this game in like 15 years. Like, not thought about it, not seen it, nowhere. And it just like, that whole string of memories, it just jogged my memory as to that actually happened to me when I was a kid. So for like 20 minutes, I watched him playing this fucking terrible game, and I remembered I loved that game, dude. I thought it was so good.
Had a good soundtrack for sure.
Dun 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 dun.
No, like some of the stages had good
Dun
soundtrack.
dun 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 dun.
That may have been one of them, to be real.
Is there one you remember, Jay?
Well, hang on. So Tomorrow Never. I also own GoldenEye. So shut up, Jacob. Shut up. And Tomorrow Never Dies. I also own that one. And I remember my brother CeeLo buying me a PlayStation 1, and that was the game that he bought with it. And I was like, "Oh, dude, this is gonna be as good as GoldenEye, just better." And I remember playing it. And I was like, "You know what? It's okay." And then I went back to play it. And I was like, "This sucks."
Yeah, it was pretty god darn terrible.
Yeah, but shout out to CeeLo. I love that guy. He's like the homie for sure. He like straight up bought me a PlayStation. Was like, "Here you go, have fun." No motives, no nothing behind it. He was like, "Here, have this PlayStation and enjoy it, little brother."
How old was he?
21. Could you imagine yourself at 21 buying like a $250 gift for a kid and be like, "Just enjoy it. No motives, no nothing. Just enjoy it."
I remember that I had this kid next door. He was older. He must have been like 19 or something. And of course I was like 6. And I was like, hey man. And he's like, hey, what's up? I was like, you play video games? And he had all these video games. And of course, me being like a 7-year-old, I was like, oh my God. And, he had a copy of Pokemon Yellow and he's like, I already beat it.
That was the best one.
That was a good one.
You can play it if you want, but you have to play it on my front porch. And I was like, oh, okay. Cause he's like, he didn't want me to run off with it. So I sat on his front porch, with my Game Boy plugged in cause I had the power adapter for no joke, like 6 hours playing Pokemon.
Damn.
The good days.
What's
the good days.
Kind of funny story about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Remember Leaf Green and Fire Red?
The Japanese.
So I was at my friend's house, brought my
one.
DS, pretty cool. Or maybe it was my Game Boy Advance, I don't remember. But his dad had bought him Leaf Green and Fire Red, and like the day it came out, and I like went over to my friend's house when I was like hanging out with him before his dad came and got it for him, and he's like, dude, that's awesome. And so he like popped in Fire Red. I was like, dude, can I play Leaf Green? And he's like, hell yeah. You know how like your Game Boys like save your progress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like individually. And so he was like, his dad got all pissed off. He's like, well, I bought that for my son so he could play it. I was like, dude, it's the same fucking game. You bought him 2 of the same game. And so I popped it in, started playing, and he like made me take it out. And I was like, dude,
Bitch.
this is fucking gay. I actually didn't say this is fucking gay. I basically was like, oh, okay. Sorry.
This is gay.
Well, I just watched my friend play.
What are you, 5 years old with the gay thing?
Yeah.
Huh?
For real. Grow up.
Sorry, dude.
Grow up.
Dude,
Grow up.
Dude.
Dude.
Sorry.
Hey, is there anything else? Closing topics, boys.
Yo, wait,
anything
wait,
else
wait.
you'd like to say?
I didn't.
Wait,
I
hold
didn't
on.
give my game.
I apologize. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. My
you
bad.
know what?
Jay. Let's
Every-
roll on. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, Jay. What about you?
All right, so thank you for tuning into the podcast. This is
Shut up. Literally every other wrestling game besides No Mercy. I remember those being so good, especially WrestleMania 2000. I remember that being so good.
Oh! Fuck, I
Whoa.
played that game!
Yes.
SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain.
That was good. Not as good as No Mercy. That No Mercy was like legit the best game. So if you all haven't purchased that game and you have an N64 and N64 emulator, get No Mercy. There's so much.
I want to ride around on
customization.
that, cheesily ride around on the Undertaker's motorcycle.
Oh yeah, shit. Dude, go out and play that game. It's so damn fun, and there's so much possibility in that game. There's so much customization. You're gonna love it.
You still haven't made a customization in your game of all the PBT guys and put
Yeah, I
them
have.
together and take a photo.
Yes, I have.
You did,
Yes,
but I
I
asked
have.
you 100 times for a photo to put up, and you didn't do
relax, bud. I'll find one. Now I have to create one for Jakob. That one's gonna be
it's true.
easy because he has such a distinctive face. He looks like a
Please
tree
get
sloth.
him like a bleach shirt. Could you please get him like
Yeah,
a bleach
I
shirt and like
guarantee I
a
will.
octopus hat?
Yep, I will. And he looks like a tree sloth, so that'll be super easy.
Excellent.
I look like a tree sloth.
You do. You
Cool.
look like a tree sloth.
Any closing thoughts, boys?
No.
All right, Jacob, who do you got to shout out?
Shout out to Kylie. She's the best. Shout out to my mom. She's the best. And happy birthday, Maddie. It's my little sister.
Happy birthday, Maddie. Jay, who you got?
Shout out to Ben's mother. Shout out to
Don Murray.
Yep. Shout out to Jacob's mother. Shout out to my sisters, and shout out to CeeLo for buying me that PlayStation that fateful day with Tomorrow Never Dies. Lastly, shout out to Javad, and sorry I'm so drunk.
Hey, shout out Patrick. You listen every week. That's awesome. And shout out to the great and powerful Kooky Lukey.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to Jacob, Kat, Robbie, and Linda for their gracious donations. Hey, y'all. Have a great day. Talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Light us.
Light.